Football players you won't believe actually exist, but they're real, they're legendary, and one of them played an entire World Cup with only one arm. What if I told you there's a footballer whose deformed legs made him unstoppable, or that a player born without a hand became a world champion? You won't believe these incredible athletes actually exist, but their stories will blow your mind. But first, let me tell you about the versions of football you never knew existed. These aren't just inspiring stories. These are world-class professional footballers who competed alongside able-bodied players, won World Cups, and set records that still stand today. Some even created entirely new versions of football that millions now enjoy. Their techniques and adaptations will absolutely amaze you. Let's meet these incredible players, starting with a World Cup legend whose arm was missing but whose heart was unstoppable. 1. Héctor Castro, the one-armed World Cup hero. Meet Héctor Castro, the Uruguayan striker who proved that missing a limb couldn't stop a champion's heart. Born with only one arm, Castro became one of football's most inspiring legends during an era when the beautiful game was just taking its first steps on the world stage. But what he did at the 1930 World Cup will shock you. Castro wasn't just a participant in the first ever FIFA World Cup. He was a key player for Uruguay, the tournament winners. Playing as a robust striker, he scored crucial goals throughout the competition, helping his country lift the inaugural World Cup trophy on home soil. His physical disability never stopped him from performing at the highest level. Castro's determination and natural talent proved that football success comes from skill, passion, and heart, not physical perfection. He became a symbol of hope for disabled athletes worldwide, showing that with enough determination, any dream is achievable. European clubs even tried to sign him, recognizing his incredible abilities despite his missing arm. 2. Garrincha, the crooked-legged genius. Manuel Francisco dos Santos, known as Garrincha, had legs that doctors said would never work properly for football. Born with a congenital spinal deformity, his right leg was 6 centimeters shorter than his left, pointed inward while his left leg curved outward. Most people would see this as impossible to overcome, but his deformity became his greatest weapon. Garrincha's crooked legs created the most unpredictable dribbling style football has ever seen. Defenders couldn't figure out which direction he would go because his unusual leg structure allowed him to change direction in ways that seemed impossible. His exceptional dribbling skills confused even the world's best defenders. When Pelé was injured during the 1962 World Cup, Garrincha stepped up and almost single-handedly led Brazil to victory, proving he could carry a team on his uniquely shaped shoulders. European teams desperately wanted to sign this Brazilian magician, recognizing that his physical disadvantage was actually a superpower that made him unstoppable on the right wing. He transformed what seemed like a disability into pure footballing genius. 3. Gordon Banks, the one-eyed legend. Gordon Banks was at the peak of his goalkeeping career when everything changed in a split second. In October 1972, the England legend was involved in a horrific car crash that completely destroyed the sight in his right eye. At 34 years old, he was forced into immediate retirement, or so everyone thought. But what doctors told him would break most people's spirits. Medical experts declared his professional career finished, insisting that a goalkeeper needs perfect depth perception and couldn't possibly play at the highest level with only one working eye. For most people, this would have been the end of the story. However, Banks refused to accept defeat. After 4 long years of adaptation and determination, he proved every doubter wrong by returning to professional football. He had to completely relearn his craft, developing new techniques to judge distance and positioning with limited vision. His comeback showed that even goalkeepers who arguably need the most precise vision in football can adapt to major physical changes through sheer willpower and innovative training methods. 4. Edgar Davids, the protective eyewear pioneer. Edgar Davids looked like no other footballer on the planet, with his distinctive dreadlocks and protective goggles creating an instantly recognizable silhouette. But these weren't fashion statements. Davids suffered from glaucoma, a serious eye condition that required him to wear protective eyewear throughout his entire career. But his eye condition led to an iconic look that's still copied today. Rather than hiding his medical condition, Davids embraced it, turning his protective goggles into a symbol of strength and determination. His unique appearance became so iconic that fans worldwide started copying his style, even when they didn't need eye protection themselves. Playing for football's biggest clubs including Ajax, Juventus, Barcelona, AC Milan, Inter Milan, and Tottenham, Davids proved that medical conditions don't end professional careers. They can actually enhance them. He won multiple Champions League titles and represented the Netherlands at international level, all while managing his eye condition. His success opened doors for other players with medical conditions, showing that with proper management and determination, any challenge can be overcome on football's biggest stages. 5. Blind football champions. Imagine playing football in complete darkness, relying only on sound to know where the ball is, where your teammates are, and where the goal stands. This is the reality for blind football players who compete in one of the most incredible adaptations of the beautiful game you'll ever witness. But how they score goals using only sound will amaze you. These completely blind athletes wear blindfolds during matches to ensure fair competition, since some players might have minimal light perception. The ball has bells inside that create a jingling sound, allowing players to track its movement entirely through hearing. When approaching the ball, players must shout "voy" or "go" to alert others of their position and prevent dangerous collisions. Perhaps most remarkably, crowds must stay completely silent during play, so players can hear the ball, only erupting in celebration when goals are scored. Brazil has dominated Paralympic blind football since 2004, with their players developing incredible spatial awareness and ball control. This almost entirely auditory contest proves that football transcends all physical limitations through pure skill and determination. 6. Marcin Oleksy, the Puskás Award winner. In 2023, the football world witnessed something unprecedented at the Best FIFA Football Awards ceremony. Marcin Oleksy, a Polish amputee footballer, became the first player with a limb amputation to win the FIFA Puskás Award for the most beautiful goal of the year, and his goal was absolutely spectacular. But his award-winning goal made history in ways no one expected. Playing in amputee football, where athletes compete on metal crutches without prostheses, Oleksy scored an incredible overhead kick that went viral worldwide. His acrobatic goal demonstrated technical skill that would impress even able-bodied professionals, proving that adaptive football belongs on the biggest global stage. Amputee football has strict rules. Players are forbidden from using their crutches to control the ball, making every touch purely about foot skill and balance. Oleksy's Puskás Award wasn't just recognition of a beautiful goal, it was acknowledgement that disabled athletes possess the same artistry, technique, and creativity as any footballer. His achievement opened global eyes to the incredible skill level in adaptive sports and inspired countless others to pursue their football dreams regardless of physical challenges. 7. Cliff Bastin, the deaf goal machine. Cliff Bastin played during football's golden era, but he experienced the beautiful game very differently from his teammates and opponents. Born with hearing difficulties that progressively worsened throughout his career, Bastin had to adapt his playing style to communicate and compete at the highest level without being able to hear properly. But what he achieved despite his hearing loss was remarkable. Rather than letting his deafness hold him back, Bastin became one of Arsenal's most prolific goal scorers during their most successful period. He proved that communication on the pitch goes far beyond just hearing, developing an incredible ability to read the game visually and anticipate his teammates' movements through body language and positioning alone. His hearing problems became so severe that he was discharged from military service during World War II, yet he continued playing professional football at the highest standard. Ironically, when his career eventually ended, it wasn't because of his hearing loss, it was due to a knee injury. Bastin demonstrated that deaf players could not only compete, but excel in professional football, paving the way for future generations of hearing-impaired athletes. These incredible footballers prove that there are no limits to what human determination can achieve. Which player's story inspired you most? Have you ever seen adaptive football played? Let me know in the comments below. And if these champions motivated you like they motivated me, smash that subscribe button and hit notifications for more amazing football stories that will change how you see the beautiful game forever.